Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Okay, so that's working for now. Um, let's see. See if I can do a proper screen share. They still haven't worked out that situation with the, you know, with the situation, and that's too bad because I'd like to have that situation sorted. But it doesn't look like they've got it fixed yet. So I'm still doing extraordinary measures to screen share. Okay. Now, let me trim that down a little bit. See there? All right. Make sure everybody's head is spinning in there. And wunderbar. Oh, nope. That ain't right. There we go. I think we're lined up now. Okay, so I'm going to take my chances and turn off that. Okay. Now, let me see who's here first. Maurice Brown, thank you so much for being here first. Hello to Judy Matassid, Vanessa Jones, and let's see, Lydia Washington is here, Carol Lunn, Beverly McCaskill, um, Gwendolyn Daniels, Bunny Rose, Fancy Mary H., and a host of friends and others. Okay. Well, you guys, my my weekend really did not end until this afternoon. So it was a very busy week, but I managed to do everything that I needed to do, including a recital. And, um, and I'm still standing. And then it was, of course, interrupted by something of, I forget which election it was, because I've already put that behind me. So, but there was some kind of national election. I don't recall what it was, but oh, and I did get some Christmas cards. Thank you all very much. I mean, not Christmas card, birthday cards. Thank you all very, very much. Some cards even had some paper in them. Yeah, a couple of cards had some papers in them. So thank you very much for those documents that were included with the cards. Greatly, greatly appreciate those cards that I got for my birthday. And oh, I got a slinky. Remember we were talking about slinkies? What walks downstairs alone or in pairs and makes a slinky to sound. A spring, a marvelous spring. Everyone knows it's slinky. A slinky, and for fun is a wonderful toy. A slinky is fun for boys and for girls. It's fun for boys and for girls. All right. What's that? One more time. Oh, what walks downstairs? Okay, I won't sing it again. Um, all right. We're good? Are you sure you don't want me to sing it? All right. Okay, here goes. All right, so let's see. Where did we leave off here? Scotty's Little Soldiers. That's a little blurry. Can you guys see that? Let me take a crack at it. Dear Scotty's Little Soldiers, this, of course, is a letter that was penned by none other than His Royal Highness the Duke of Sussex. Of Sussex, not Sussex. Sussex. As we approach Remembrance Day, I want to take a moment to reflect on the profound significance of this occasion and what it means for each of you. This day is a time not only to honor the extraordinary sacrifices made by our service members, but also to recognize the impact these sacrifices have on families, especially ones like yours. Each of you carry a unique story shaped by the bravery of your parent who served our country. I understand perhaps more than most the weight of losing a parent at a young age. It can be overwhelming and isolating. Yet, in the midst of that headache, we find strength in the love and memory left behind. And I have seen how communities like yours can offer deep comfort and healing. Scotty's Little Soldiers embodies the spirit of community. In coming together to support one another, you not only honor the memories of your loved ones, but also forge bonds that can and will carry you through the toughest times. The tears and laughter, the shared experiences, and the moments of joy that you create together are powerful reminders that love endures. On this Remembrance Day, I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on the values of your loved ones instilled in you: courage, compassion, and a sense of purpose. These will serve as your guiding lights, helping you navigate the challenges ahead. You can gather to remember and celebrate. Know that you are part of a larger community that stands with you, ready to uplift and support you. Your resilience is a testament to the legacy of your loved ones, and I have every confidence in your ability to make them proud and to shine brightly in the world. All they want is for you to be happy. And that is signed Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, Global Ambassador, Scotty's Little Soldiers. So that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Your Royal Highness, which I'm entitled to call him that, so long as he's not using that title for the purposes of trade or commerce, right? Right. I'm entitled to do that. He is an HRH, even if he's not protected by the Royal Protection Officers in the way that an HRH is protected. But anyway, I won't get into all of that. So, moving on. Uh, oh, okay, there you go. I love those kind of bumblebee looking scarves that they wear. Oliver Girl, thank you so much for being here. Let's see if we can get out of here in less than an hour. How about that? Uh-huh. There's another nice little image of the group. I wonder if that is from this year or is it from last year? They all kind of look the same, don't they? But they are at the military academy, the naval academy, the naval hospital. Anyway, I feel like I've been to that place. Maybe. Maybe. All right. Continuing. Hello, Judy Matasset, Pinky H, Mama Jane. What is that? November the 7th, 2023? Well, fast forward to November 7th, 2024. See there? Harry was wearing a necktie. And anyway, that was that for Remembrance Day? I believe it was. But anyway, it was exactly 1 year ago today that he stood in what may possibly, but not necessarily, be the garden of his home and shed a moment. I guess that was Remembrance Day. I think so. But anyway, there he is. Little more casual, no necktie this time. And he is joined by the Duchess of Sussex. And of course, they're both wearing their poppies as he did back in 2023. And of course, Archwell Foundation, the UN Global Ministerial Conference 2024. So that's what they got together to speak about today. Now, that being said, um, the conference is the one. You know what, you guys? I have to admit to you a little something. Remember, I kept saying I have a feeling the Sussexes are going to pop up, and I'm not saying where they're going to pop up, but I got a feeling they're going to be there, and I'm not telling, and you can't make me tell you, and all of that stuff I was talking, right? Well, guess what? Um, they they did not appear where I thought they would appear. Um, well, they did, but it was by by video. I thought they were going to take a hop, skip, and a jump and go down to Colombia. How clever I was, right? Well, they didn't. They went up to their garden and made a video, but shows what I know. I thought for sure that they were en route to Colombia, and I'm like, I'm not telling anybody because I don't want the tabloids to hear it and all that kind of stuff. Well, I was wrong. Yeah, I was wrong. Not as clever as I thought I was. But yeah, I could have been right, but I wasn't. So yeah, that was what the occasion was. This week, members of the Archwell Foundation Parents Network attended the inaugural United Nations Global Ministerial Conference on Ending Violence Against Children in Bogota, Colombia. This landmark event marked the first time that governments and leaders from around the world have come together to commit to accelerating sustainable development goals 16.2, ending all forms of violence against children. The conference addresses urgent solutions and actions needed to create a world where children are safe and protected in their homes, schools, communities, and online spaces. In a video message, Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, applauded the efforts of those actively addressing this critical issue and stressed the importance of tackling digital violence to prioritize children's safety in today's connected world. Throughout the conference, parents from the Archwell Foundation's Parents Network shared their personal stories and highlighted the pressing need for action to combat online harm during these sessions. Brandy Roberts spoke movingly about the tragic loss of her daughter, England. Yeah, that's her name, England. And the vital work needed to ensure that no child that is, suffers due to the danger of social media. Amy Neville and Kirsten Ryan, fellow members of the Parents Network, also contributed to discussions during the event Safe Digital Features for Children Tackling Online Harm Through Joint Global Action, which was hosted by Safe Online, the Brave Movement, and We Protect Global Alliance alongside researchers, government leaders, survivors. These parents underscored the growing threat posed by digital harm to children as the digital world continues to evolve. It's clear that safeguarding children online must be an integral part of global efforts to end violence against children. The Archwell Foundation is heartened by the progress being made, but we also recognize that the journey toward lasting solutions is far from over. Protecting children both offline and online requires continued collaboration, innovation, and commitment to that is from government organizations and communities worldwide. And lastly, the work must not only persist, but accelerate. to ensure every child grows up in a safe and supportive environment. That is the goal, to grow up in a safe and supportive environment. Thank you so much, Harry and Meghan, for that. Judy Matassid, happy belated birthday, Baron. Well, thank you very much as I'm ringing my cowbell. I really do appreciate it, Judy Matassid. And thank you so much for being so supportive to Royal Sussex. All right. And you are a member of Royal Sussex. That is outstanding. Okay. So that is what happened today. Oh, you know what? This guy is so shady. I just love him. I, I hope you don't mind if I give you a little appetizer before I start dragging Willie Leaks. Is that okay with you all? This is like a little appetizer that I want to share with you before I start dragging Willie Leaks. And drag I will. No, I really have to do it. I just have to. I can't help myself.
King Charles III, Prince of Wales William, who the do you think you are? So 1 week ago, we've had William all over the TV talking about ending homelessness, or let's all work together to defeat homelessness. This week, we find out he's charging charities, the NHS, the Ministry of Defence, schools, councils, rent, and making millions of pounds. Fucking hell, it's not the 1400s. What the Because the way these duchies are set up, they don't pay corporation tax. They make millions of pounds worth of profit and pay zero tax on it. Excuse me, where the fuck is Robin Hood when you need him? Like, it's one thing if you were charging businesses, but charging other government departments, schools, councils, the NHS to park ambulances in a warehouse when they're not in use. Where are your morals gone? Your morals have receded like your fucking hairline, William. I mean, seriously, take the money, go to Turkey, get that sorted out. If you're going to, like, live the life of a mafia gangster, at least have the looks to go with it. Do you know what I mean? And yet we spent years attacking Harry and Meghan for earning their money privately. Like, fucking hypocrites. Honestly, enough's enough. That's it. Not my king. Fucking get rid of all of them.
I love him. I tell you, he reads like any queen I've ever known. Not that kind of queen. I mean, 3-snap queen. But yeah. If I didn't know better, I would think that Murad Murali has a little competition, because this guy has just read William and Charles from A to Z. And my favorite is when he does that little impersonation of Willie Leaks. Let me see. Oh yeah, there we go.
1 week ago, we've had William all over the TV talking about ending homelessness, or let's all work together to defeat homelessness.
I love it. Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer, thank you so much for being here. And TB is a beautiful life says, hi, Baron and fellow squaddies. Baron, keep up the good work. Well, thank you, TB. And thank you so much for being here on Royal Sussex. And as what is his name? Gosh, is what is it? Oh gosh, it's MONGRELADAM. Anyway, I don't know how you pronounce that. But as he would say,
we've had William all over the TV talking about ending homelessness, or let's all work together to defeat homelessness. TV talking about ending homelessness, or let's all work together to defeat homelessness. This week,
oh my God, I love it. This is my new favorite thing, right? This is my new favorite thing.
All over the TV talking about ending homelessness, or let's all work together to defeat homelessness. This week, we find out.
Woo! Oh boy, I tell you. Please don't make me wet my pants. That was too cute. Oh, let's all work together to end homelessness. Oh Lord, I can't handle it. I just can't. I cannot handle it. That is just too much. And the fact that he has a straight face, I wouldn't have been able to get through without
We had
laughing.
William all over the TV talking about ending homelessness, or let's all work together to defeat homelessness. This week, we find out
Okay. Okay, I got that out my system. Woo. Okay. Woo. I bet he is a cut up. Woo, Lord. All right. Again, TB, thank you very much. Oh, okay. Vaughn, let's see. Drag his butt like a dog drags his behind across the carpet. Here, here. Thank you, Vaughn. Oh, and thank you for the super chat. You know, my side hurts now. My side is killing me. Okay, one more time. This is the last one.
about ending homelessness, or let's all work together to defeat homelessness. This week, we find out he's charged
Woo! Oh, mm, mm, mm. Is it? Oh, is it any way to get this delivered to Kensington Palace? Oh, somebody's got to do it. Lola, so. Who the- Oh, that's okay. Woo. Okay, let me get this guy off the screen. If I stop looking, if I stop looking at him, I can get back to work. Lord have mercy. Okay. Woo. I got to get this off of here. Hold on, let me remove him from the thing. There we go. Oh boy. All right. Mm. Ah. I guess it was the way he said it. All right. Where did I leave off? Okay, so protesters ambushed Prince William on South Africa tour and demand go home now. Oh man, did I have that ready for you? Let me see. I think that was the one thing I didn't do. I had that ready though. But oh, yes, I didn't. Okay. Well, I do have that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. That's fine. I got it. Let me turn my speaker on. Okay. So take that away. Thank you again for the super chat. And let me share the protest with you. Aha, there she is right there. William go home. Protesters demonstrate against Prince's visit. Okay, here we go. And I mean, she was screaming to beat the band. I'm pretty sure right now she can't even talk. You know what? We got to get her a bullhorn. We really got to get her a bullhorn so that her voice won't get damaged. But yeah, she was livid. I'm like, okay, that is South Africa. Now, pardon me for saying this, but for some reason, I thought that the people protesting William would look a little different, if you know what I mean. But I tell you, William don't get along with anybody, do he? Good Lord. That poor woman, I'm telling you, I know her throat has got to be killing her right now. But she wanted a piece of Baldy in the worst possible way. She was giving him the what for. Never happens to Harry and Meghan. They love to claim that somebody was booing Harry and Meghan. The only time that they tried to get away with that was for the Queen's Jubilee prayer. But I have it on good authority that while the crowd was waiting to cheer the royals, a huge coach bus pulled up in front of the St. Paul's Cathedral and blocked the view for hundreds of people standing on the other side of the bus, and they could not see the steps, and they began to boo. They were not booing the Sussexes, they were booing the coach bus. That really did happen. It had a bunch of the extended family arriving to the St. Paul's, which makes a lot of sense. It makes all of the sense in the world. Nobody has booed the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. It just has not happened. As much as they wish they could say that, William has been booed, Charles has been heckled, um, even Kate. There was even a few occasions where Kate was booed. And we all know that Andrew is a sick old man. So, yeah, don't even try it. Uh-oh, what did Rohini say? I'm sure. Ah, ah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. This has been my best day since Christmas, I promise you. Um, Now, with exclusive new material, Charles III, the number one Sunday Times bestseller, Rent Man. I think somebody may have tinkered with that. Could that possibly be a real book cover, Rent Man? Hmm? New King, New Court, the inside story at what is it? No King Charlie? No King Charlie. But yeah, Now I guess his new moniker is Rent Man. Charles III, Rent Man. Oh well. Now, here's some more of the protests. William, you have no sovereignty in our country. I wonder what brought this on. Now, like I said, I just didn't think that certain people would be likely to protest the royals, if you know what I mean. But they have a whole way of describing people in South Africa, and I ain't gonna touch that. But whatever category that this man and that woman fit into, I just did not expect them to be the ones to protest. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't expecting that. But apparently, uh, like I say, William don't get along with anybody, does he? So yeah, they were just like, you know what? Um, you have no sovereignty here. I wonder what that was about. I really do. Why were they protesting? Okay, I they're in the Commonwealth, right? But they William, well, Charles is not the head of state. William certainly won't be the head of state. Rohini, it is. As a matter of fact, look. I'm just shocked. So please tell me, are you as surprised as I am? Because I just wasn't expecting that. You remember what a hard time they gave the king and queen of the Netherlands. Now, that one that made sense, but I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? The people that were protesting Willem Alexander, they looked different. If you picking up what I'm putting down, but I had to make sure that this was from today. Uh-oh. Let me see. Shelly L says, "Hi, Baron. Hello, Spotties. Rumor has it that Camilla's roommates over at the stables were booing them as well." Really? I had no idea. Thank you so much for the super chat. Huh. Well, I mean, and I wonder, okay, the three possible reasons this may be happening, aside from the obvious stuff. Okay, Spare, Endgame, um, and of course, when the Queen died, everybody started screaming colonizer. What else? But South Africa, what is it about this one though? These are not the people I thought it was going to be. Okay, Heather Stroud, you have an idea for me. Google said South Africa was regarded as a British colony until 1961. Okay, but it doesn't explain that these are the people that seem like they would have benefited from colonization the most, if you are picking up what I'm putting down. I don't want to just come out and say I wasn't expecting this from the white folks, but then again, there were plenty of people in Australia that were not First Nation people that were protesting. So um, I'm just surprised. And the other reason why I'm kind of shocked is because, um, in South Africa, you're dealing with a very different type of South Africa where there isn't the same deference as it was in the past, to put it mildly. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more research on this because I am really, really shocked that this level of protest actually happened. And it seemed like maybe they thought William would be safe with this particular group. Okay. This guy, his sign looks like it's folded. Let me go back and look at the other one. Okay. So this is probably how they got the signs in there, is because they were folded. Well, let me see. There's just one or two signs, but I don't know. Oh, there she is, right? There she is. I wonder if she's still screaming right now. What? Yeah. I don't know what that is on their shirts. It looks like they have matching shirts on. But thank you again, Shelly L, for the super chat. And thank you for being here tonight. Let's see. Oh, okay. They must be tenants then. Okay, that would explain it. That would explain it. What is it? The Boer War, Dutch Germans against the British. Okay. Oh, wasn't William fighting Harry that Africa was his as though he owned it? Yes, that happened, but I don't know. Gee, this is confusing. YM Joyce says Wilbert, Wilbert, really, Wilbert needs to stop cosplaying a homeless person. The hobo drag is insulting and won't help him beat the slumlord accusations. Here, here. He is kind of wearing hobo couture, isn't he? William is wearing the the hobo couture. He's dressed like a hobo, a vagabond. Thank you for that. Antoinette Kennedy, thank you for being here. Oh, let me see. I don't know. I don't know. I was listening to a lot of stuff on spaces today, and ooh, it got kind of ugly. Spaces really got kind of ugly. You know, I told you guys a while ago that there seemed to be a back and forth with some of the American squatties and some of the, shall we say, foreign born or foreign squatties, a lot of which come from Africa but now live in Europe or, wherever they live. And you guys, it got really ugly. Let me see, how much of this am I willing to share? Um, it's just that some very disparaging things were said about American voters, African American voters. Um, you guys, you have listened to me long enough to know that I'm not very selfish about my privilege as an American, and I do recognize it is a privilege. There's a lot of people in this world that suffer a lot so that the Western industrial powers can have as much wealth as we have. Right now, there's a free for all going on in Congo. There's a genocide going on in Gaza. And I have freely said this time and time again. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about the people of Yemen and all these places. I have been very frank about the war in Iraq, the unfound weapons of mass destruction, the fact that over 1 million Iraqis died because of an unnecessary war. I have said these things so many times, but yet there was this generalization on Twitter that Americans don't care, Black Americans don't. It was disturbing. It was absolutely disturbing. Um, you cannot judge everyone in America, 300 and maybe 50 million people, by the limited encounters that you have with someone on social media. You just cannot. I have a conscience. I'm aware. I know what's happening in this world. And it was sickening to me to hear that nastiness because I know who I am. I have tried to educate so many people about the whole Israel, Palestine, homeland, and the whole thing, going all the way back. I've been talking about it for years. A lot of times it fell on deaf ears because people just don't understand. And I think that's the problem is that as Americans, most Americans have been so indoctrinated with misinformation, we just don't know. And for those of us that do, it's very hard to unlearn the misinformation that we have been exposed to for a lifetime in some cases. So if you are from Twitter and you are on there today, you have to realize that we have some of the best institutions of learning in the world, and not all of them are just whitewashing history and giving the Eurocentric version of events. Um, a lot of us know, and there were a lot of people that protested the war in Iraq. I remember that they shut down Michigan Avenue, they shut down Lakeshore Drive. There were tens of thousands of people on the streets of the United States when that war started. And that's the other side of the story that most people don't hear. I mean, it wasn't a lot we can do, but we did make our voices heard. So don't judge everyone by your limited exposure. It is not fair. And also, you run the risk of isolating and alienating people who really want to help. That is a huge mistake. So, anyway, sorry to take that moment, but I just thought about it just now, and it was disturbing. It was disturbing. Can't assume that we don't know. Um, I just told someone yesterday. I said it's people in just about every continent that could do what we're doing for a living and do it better. But for accident of birth, we're here and they're there, and they'll never get the opportunities that we have. And I'm very aware of that. I'm grateful for the opportunities that I have, but I can't take on an entire government. Nobody can. So, let me see. Yeah, absolutely, Antoinette. Absolutely. If someone has a beef, take it up with the governments. Don't blame the individual. Don't blame the individuals. You know the old saying, you can't fight City Hall. Well, sometimes you can, but most times you cannot. You just can't. Uh, but remember, you cannot say how Black Americans don't care because you don't know most Black Americans. I'm telling you now, I know and I care, but it's not a whole lot I can do about it. It's not a whole lot I can do about it. But we were not going to go down that rabbit hole right now, and it would be very unhealthy to start this back and forth. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, Do not judge us all as uncaring and what was that they used to say about Americans in the UK during World War II? They said the three things I hate about Americans: they're overpaid, they're oversexed, and they're over here. Well, let me tell you, I don't make nearly enough money. I ain't had none, and who knows when. And right now, I ain't over there. So I don't fit into any of those categories. But yes, there's a lot of us that do, but I'm not one of them. I am not one of them. So yeah, try not to judge Americans too harshly. And as for Americans, we should not judge other people too harshly. There is so much learning that we all need to do about each other instead of making these gross assumptions that millions of people don't know and don't care. It's that would do more harm than good. Don't make those assumptions. I have done what I could to educate and inform people, but I'm just one person. I am just one person. Okay, moving on. Moving on. So, as I said, rowdy protesters have ambushed Prince of Wales' sustainable fishing engagement and have clashed with supporters who were there to welcome him. And there's another story. This was not an isolated story. A lot of people were reporting it, including GB News. Prince William heckled by protesters as future king forced to sneak out of venue via back exit. Do you mean to tell me that he had to sneak out? He had to creep and sneak out the back exit because they were about to tear him a new one. And you know what he was trying to get away from? This is what he was trying to get away from. Wait. Where is she? That is what he was trying to get away from. He let that little 110-pound woman run him out the back door. She can't weigh more than 110 pounds. Look at her. That's why you ran? What a punk. That's your hero? That's your future king? That's the future king. William ran, he had to sneak out the back door because of her. I mean, come on. There's not even that many people there. And you know he has all kind of protection. Seriously? Let's see. YM Droid says they just heard him like like back. Oh, when they heard he liked back doors, they misunderstood. Is that what you're saying? When they heard that he may like the back doors, they misunderstood, and in all the confusion with all of the heckling, I think I understand. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I got you. I got you. So, in the confusion and with the prior knowledge that he doesn't mind using back doors, got it. Got it. I got it. Now it makes sense. It makes as much sense as a pulled pork sandwich. Okay, I got it. All right. All right. Now it makes sense to me. Yep. Now it makes sense. The hairs in my ears are still tingling, but it makes sense to me. All right. So, and then there's this. I can't unsee it now. I can't unsee it now. Apparently, someone on the, it looks like it's a TikToker. Oh, that's what's his name? I can see his face now. I couldn't see it before when it was smaller, but that I forget his name. So he is saying that now he cannot unsee it. Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, they really have done a great job. Whoever the cartoonist is has managed to capture the essence of. Well, you have done something here. Get out of here, William. You're not okay. You have done something here. Would it be cruel if I bought one of those Christmas cards where you can record your voice and address it to Kensington Palace? And of course, William's not going to open it. But when one of the courtiers open it up, would it be cruel if I was able to record that and put it inside of a Christmas card? Would that be kind of bad? I bet you all of the people working in the mail room would just dive on the floor. Merry Christmas, William! You have no sovereignty. Merry Christmas! Okay, I'm not gonna play that again. My throat is starting to hurt now. I got to stop doing that. Now my throat hurt. Anyway, as you can see, Prince William was visiting Cock Bay in the Cape Town this morning when he was met by, that is, a group of yelling, "Go home now," toward the future king. It must have been a lot uglier than what we were able to see, because if he had to sneak out the back door, then it must have been really bad. Others held signs that read, "William, you have no sovereignty in our country." William was heckled by protesters as the future king was forced to sneak out of a venue via the back exit. Ah, yep. I bet he knew exactly which direction to go. Um, GB News royal correspondent has confirmed a rowdy mob of anti monarchy protesters ambushed the Prince of Wales on his final day in South Africa. Now, see, there is one particular person from GB News who seems to be a little light on his loafers, if you know what I mean. And I noticed that he seems to follow William wherever he goes. But yeah, there's one in particular that I'm telling you, he makes me nervous. I would be afraid to open up a window on one of the higher floors for fear he might just fly right out of there. But y'all know which one I'm talking about. I can't remember his name, but there's one particular correspondent at the GB News that is a little light on his loafers, and And yeah, seems like one day he may find himself working at Kensington Palace, if you ask me. I would not be surprised if Kensington Palace didn't come a calling. He'd fit right in like a hand to a glove. I could see him right now following William around like a little puppy dog. All he got to do is grow a beard. All he have to do is grow a beard. Because the guys that work at Kensington Palace, they must have a beard. William prefers beards at the Kensington Palace. So, that being said, let me continue. Chris Jackson is doing too much, y'all. Chris Jackson is doing too much. That's a wrap. Fantastic visit to South Africa with Prince William. A lot of positive vibes and much work toward building a more sustainable world. Thank you, Earthshot Prize. And he managed to capture the image of William standing beneath one of those LED light fixtures that gave him a bit of a halo effect. As if, as if. Um, but yeah, so somebody is earning their money. I can assure you of that. Consider it boots licked. Boots are licked, and it is a wrap. That's it. Someone has been licking boots, and now the tour is over, or should I say, the Earth Flop Williams. Why do they keep calling it Super Bowl? Clearly, they don't understand the concept of Super Bowl, but yeah, Williams Super Bowl is over with. I wonder if that's code. Huh? Is that code? Rohini, do you think that's code? Why do they keep saying Williams Super Bowl? Is that some kind of code? Williams Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend. It just struck me that may be some kind of coded language. This is Williams Super Bowl. Sure is. Oh well, don't ask, don't tell. Y'all, it ain't even Friday. I have got to stop. I have got to stop. This is getting way out of hand. It's getting a bit messy. So, before the FCC gets involved, how about I just move on and we'll leave Williams Super Bowl where it is. In spite of the rumors, we'll just leave his Super Bowl alone. Now, Prince William reveals he had the hardest year in his life. Following Princess Kate and King Charles's cancer diagnosis, it's been brutal. He admits in emotional interview during Cape Town visit. Wills, it's been brutal. Well, I'm sure the diagnosis was one thing, but having to run across a sand dune and leap over some grass at the beach, and then you got to sit there and watch Kate stroll back and forth through a field of grain, and then you and Kate had to make out on camera like that. I'm sure that was tough. So if I had to choose between those, hearing about his father and wife's mystery diagnosis, which is still undisclosed, they won't say what type, or having to make out with someone that surely you're not that close to any longer on camera in front of the children. What else? And then, of course, there was a Thomas Kingston affair. Whatever, because as far as we know, he had nothing at all to do with anything. They probably didn't even know each other that well. But his non involvement with Thomas Kingston that caused him to call off from his King Constantine's memorial service. Yeah, it's been a tough year. But I think what's really bad about 2024 that he hasn't mentioned yet is being dubbed slumlord. Now, I would imagine being called a slumlord is about as worse as his wife and his father being called what they were called. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the slumlord because she's on the mend. He's on the mend, meaning his father, of course. But you got about what, 5,000 properties, and who knows how many of them are full of mold and damp and lack of insulation, no double pane windows, and hard to heat. And yeah, so I think being called the slumlord of 2024 may actually be the roughest thing that he has endured thus far. That seems to be the breaking point. And he still hasn't really dealt with it because he ain't been home for a while. So let's see what happens next week. YM Joyce said they should have messed everything up and asked Will what exactly Earthflop has done this year. No, I want to know what William's Super Bowl is. I'm sorry. I'm just a bit morbidly curious about William's Super Bowl. Exactly what is William's Super Bowl? Every time he goes away from home, they start talking about his Super Bowl. I want to know what the Super Bowl is. And we're still not clear on the pulled pork sandwich. We're still not even clear about the pulled pork sandwich. And already we're trying to work out what the Super Bowl means. William's Super Bowl. This is his Super Bowl. Is it now? Okay. uh, you all stop encouraging me. Do you understand? Do not encourage me. You know my man ain't right. Let me see. Afro Annie saw those pictures of home. Oh, oh, you know what? Now that you mention it, it does kind of look like Afro Annie lives there. I wonder if they use some of those pictures of Anne's house as a reenactment of the actual tenement properties. I wonder. Okay, moving on. It's been the hardest year of my life. William, it's been brutal for us. Why are they making this front page news? Why? This is yet another rollout. You guys know that, don't you? First, they had to roll out with Kate walking through the fields of grain, doing her herbal essence commercial, and feeling as fresh as a summer's eve. Now they got William talking about what a rough year it's been. Boo hoo. Now, see, if this was Harry talking about any life experiences, they would have been so critical. All he does is complain. He's always, what is that word they use? Whinging. Well, what is this? William is constantly whinging about something. They want them to feel sorry for him because he's been called a slumlord. This is how, okay, I just got it. It just hit me. Because he's going home to face the music, having been referred to as a slumlord, they want everybody to feel sorry for him. They want everybody to feel sorry for the billionaire, barely working billionaire prince, the man who inherited the Duchy of Cornwall, a man who has 5 or 6 residents. We're supposed to feel sorry for him. Ain't that a trip? That's what this is about. I was wondering, why are they doing this? I almost didn't put 2 and 2 together. They want people to back off William the same way they wanted people to back off Kate. This is Operation Back Off William. And it is Friday morning. So they are going to spin this all weekend. They're going to spin and spin and gaslight and spin some sympathy for William so that people will leave him alone. It finally makes sense to me. You see there? I'd get there eventually. That's what this is about. They want people to leave him alone. That's why. Uh-huh. So that's why they have the front pages. They got a phone call. Wills, it's been a brutal, it's been brutal. It's been the hardest year of my life. It's been brutal for us all. Notice how they all say the same thing. It's been brutal. It's been the hardest year of my life. It's been brutal for us all and hardest year of my life. Well, jumping Jack Flash, isn't that something? I wonder for all of the people who rely upon the NHS um, that are unable to get medical care when they need it for their father or for their wife, and they have nothing they could do but either try to come up with the money for a private hospital or to travel out of the country and try to find some crackpot somewhere. Isn't that something? Everybody feels sorry for Willie. $1 billion just don't buy you happiness, does it? They just they just heard he liked backdoors. Okay. Okay. Did we do that already? I done lost track. Um, Now see, I put that picture of Billy Porter up there. I told you the suit is really nice. I love the suit. He has worn some really awful stuff, but that suit is all right. Um, this is actually a good look for him. He has worn some stuff that was just trying too hard. So I have to tell you, I have a certain rule about fashion. You can wear anything you want to under 30. Once you get to be over 30 years old, stop. Do not wear that unless you're very rich and eccentric. Only rich, eccentric millionaires can wear ridiculous stuff over 30. If you're not over 30, cut it out. Now, Billy Porter, he's over 30, but he ain't that rich no more. So he's still making a good living. I'm sure William is paying him a heap of money for this trip, but this is a good look for him. So I have no criticism of this look. Um, Very cool. It's much better than that sequin muumuu that he wore to the White House. When he went to the White House with a beard, a full beard, and a sequin muumuu, I had had about enough of Miss Porter. I had had about enough of Miss Porter. You done showed up at the White House for a picnic wearing a silver lame muumuu and a full beard. That was not cute. Our ancestors did not suffer as much as they have for Billy Porter to show up at the White House wearing a silver lame muumuu and a full beard. Uh-uh. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. If I was there and I saw her come through that door looking like that, you know what I would have said?
Hey, girl, sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Or if I wouldn't have told her to sit down, I probably would have had to admonish her with my stare. Yeah, when I saw her coming through that door, I probably would have done that. There's nothing more shocking than Billy Porter at the White House. All right. Well, I think we got sound now, don't we? Do you want to funk with me? Let me show you how. Do you want to funk? Let me show you now. Do you want to funk with me? Hey. I told you, if you know, you know. Billy Porter at the White House, channeling the ghost of Sylvester. Let me put it to you like this. For about a week, I walked around my hometown with my head down. All I could think about was my ancestors and everything that they have gone through so that we could proudly participate in the American experience on equal footing. And Billy Porter, with a full beard and extensions or something, showed up at the White House, fully bearded, in a gold lame muumuu. Now, credit to the vice president, the president. Jill Biden is probably somewhere. Jill Biden is probably somewhere trying to see if she hasn't severed an optic nerve But yeah. Do you wanna funk with me? Let me show you how. Do you wanna funk? Let me show you now. Do you wanna funk with me? Well, it was out there. It was way out there. Billy tries too hard sometime. I would have much preferred Billy had worn that nice suit that he wore to the other thing there. That is a good look for him. But that other stuff, somebody's trying too hard. Billy Porter won a Tony Award for Kinky Boots, I think it was. Billy Porter is a fantastic singer, very talented, very, very talented, but tries too hard, tries way too hard. That's it. And there have been a lot of people that have been put on edge about it. And I don't know how the younger LGBTQ community deal with it, but I have it on good authority. I've heard several of the older members of the community say she doing too much. She doing way too much. So that's all. That's all. It was just too much. You invite a Tony award-winning actor, singer from Broadway to a picnic, and the ghost of Sylvester showed up. That's all I'm saying. The ghost of Sylvester showed up. Okay, listen. I would love to say it was limited to the very garish outfit, but at a certain point, I shouldn't say this. I should not say this, but I'm just going to say it. At a certain point, and you could find the video, I'm sure, Billy Porter just thought it necessary to kiss the back of Joseph Robinette Biden's hand. He kissed the back of Joe Biden's hand. One more time, he reached over and took Joe Biden's hand and kissed it. It felt queasy and awkward. I wasn't sure what to make of it. That's why I said he was doing too much. You show up looking like the ghost of Sylvester, and then at some point, you decide it's a good idea to kiss the back of Joe Biden's hand. At the White House that our ancestors built. Okay? Do I need to say anything else? Do I need to say anything else? I saw the video. He kissed the back of Joe Biden's hand. It was bizarre. It was bizarre. So it wasn't just a single thing. It wasn't showing up in a gold lame, gold sequin muumuu. It wasn't the full beard and the hair down your back. It was a combination of those things. And you kissed the back of Joe Biden's hand? Really? That's why I said the other day, if you know, you know. But that's okay. I'm glad I mentioned it. It happened, and it happened. So he made quite an impression. I was surprised that he was invited to go to South Africa because he made such a great impression. And listen, I will be fair and say I'm probably making more of it than I should, but I just thought it was very strange. It struck me as a bit strange. So, but hopefully Billy Porter is in a better place right now. Um, as my mama would say, sometimes you make it bad for the rest of us, right? That's what my mama would say. Um, Very old school African American phrase. You make it bad for the rest of us. Um, it wasn't me, so I wasn't embarrassed, but I'm just gonna say doing too much. I didn't do it. I'm just gonna say somebody was doing too much. um, yeah, yeah. It was one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it. I was just watching like whatever news clip, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, there's Billy Porter. No, that's Sylvester. No. That's Billy. That's Billy Porter. Can't be Sylvester. He's dead. So, okay, let's move on, you guys. Rebecca English. Oh, by the way, you guys, anytime Rebecca English does a story like this, then that means that she is actually setting the pace for the rest of the Royal Rota. Rebecca English says, yes, Prince William is thinner and has been showing the strain, but he's in a better place now, and being with him on this trip has been such a joy. Rebecca English, at times of crisis, you draw your loved ones closer, which explains why the Prince of Wales hasn't repaired the homes occupied by tenants that are difficult to heat because they're so drafty and full of mold because of the damp. Oh, wait, it says, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. It says, which explains why the Prince of Wales hasn't left his family to go abroad since December last year. He hasn't left his family to go abroad since December last year because the government will not let him out of their sights. He is not allowed to represent the government of the United Kingdom, of Britain, Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland, Mersey, um, uh, Jersey, and all of them places. He's not allowed to do it because the last time that they sent William overseas to represent the crown, we all know what happened. He nearly lost half of the Commonwealth. So he's not allowed to travel overseas. That's why he hasn't done it. Now, if you're going to tell it, tell the truth. He's not allowed to represent the crown because he nearly lost half the Commonwealth. Him and Kitty Litter, they nearly lost the Commonwealth. And since then, William has not been allowed out of the country. That's the truth. It ain't got nothing to do with an illness because he's been every place else. He go every place else he wants to go. What difference does it make? They have a team of doctors living in the next room. They have those two nurses from the Philippines. His words, not mine. So, what difference does it make? I don't buy it. He's not allowed because he is a disaster. And every place he go, people boo him. So that's why. And the last time he went out of the country, he came back with a bill for how much was it? How much was that bill that he came back with?
Yes, Prince. Trenchtown wants $245 billion. That's what Trenchtown wants. $345 billion. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what Trenchtown wants. Yes. What do you mean?
So come again. How come he hasn't been out of the country since December? Because he almost lost half the Commonwealth. That's why. So it's going to be a while before Willie is allowed to leave the United Kingdom, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. It'll be a while. Better to have a what do you call it? A Commonwealth that's intact than to send William somewhere. I mean, look at that. He just went to South Africa, and some woman lost her voice trying to scream at him. He went to South Africa, and some poor woman lost her voice. So yeah, they're just setting this up so that when William gets back to the UK, everybody is going to feel sorry for him, and then Victoria Newton is going to call over to Kensington Palace to see how William's doing, and they're going to say, "Oh, he's not doing well." And then she's going to write a front page, "Back off, William. Back off," like she did, "Back off, Kate." She don't write articles like that for Meghan. Those articles are for, I guess they're for the working royals, huh? I guess they're for the senior working royals, not for Meghan. Back off, Kate. Okay, y'all, I'm getting tired of dragging William. It's getting too easy. I like the beard. Royal fans gush over Prince William's facial hair during visit to Cock Bay Harbor in South Africa. Were they really gushing over his beard? Because what sounds like gushing to some people sounds very different to other people. You know what I mean? Because you hear, I like your beard, but some people hear, Is that gushing over the beard? Sounds different, doesn't it? One more time. Maybe that's what she said. I like your beard. Maybe that's what she said. I couldn't tell. It sounded to me like she said, William, go home. But I guess I wasn't listening correct because they say that she was liking his beard. So now, does that sound like I like your beard? I like your beard. You are going to be our king. I like your beard. Is that what she was saying? Is that why he had to sneak out the back door because she liked his beard? Okay, that makes sense. See Bella, thank you so much for being here. Queen Camilla is sick with chest infection. Will miss Remembrance event. Oh no. Oh no, I was so looking forward to seeing her. That is too bad. Because I'm always wondering what fine piece of jewelry from the Queen's jewelry box, Queen Elizabeth II, that is. I always wonder what next piece of jewelry she'll select to wear. And then, of course, it'll never be seen in recorded history again. Yes, I heard that. They said his daughter cried, right? They said his daughter was in tears about the beard. And you know what? You know why they said that? She wasn't crying because of he looked different. She was crying because he is different, because he has been looking very bad lately. And those kids know something is wrong with mommy and daddy. I told you, both of them need an intervention. Um, Miss Kitty needs an intervention, and Mr. Willie needs an intervention. But something is terribly wrong with both of them. They look like a couple from some little small town downstate where everybody is getting a social security check. That's what they look like. They look like somebody who gets a disability check from Social Security. That's what they look like to me. They look like somebody who is on benefits, ain't never worked, which that is true. They ain't never really worked. But that's what both of them look like. And they were looking like that long before the surgery. They were looking like that long before the surgery. The thing is, he's gone from bad to worse. I think she was looking a bit worse for wear even as far back as last summer. But they need an intervention. I don't care what anybody says. There is something foul going on in the House of Windsor, and nobody is allowed to talk about it. Yep, nobody is. Yes, you guys, didn't I say we'll be on here an hour? Why are we still here? Why are we still here? We're only supposed to be here for an hour. Yeah, poor Camilla. Well, don't worry, you guys, because like I said, they called emergency services to Buckingham Palace, and as far as I know, all of the equipment that they need, including a blacksmith, all of the equipment that they need is in the back of that wagon that they have there. So she is getting the best possible care. And they're using what they refer to as a holistic approach. And if you're not clear on that, you're not only treating the physical ailments, but you also call in a specialist. So in this case, they called the Camilla whisperer. Yeah, they called in a Camilla whisperer. So fret not, because directly from Hollywood, they have a Camilla whisperer. That way, it doesn't require any, like, heavy handedness and stuff like that. Um, yeah, she'll be all right. She'll be all right. I mean, after all, she is the queen consort, and I think she deserves all of the respect that we would have given to any other consort. So maybe they'll make a movie about it. First, they'll write a novel, and then perhaps it'll become a movie, The Camilla Whisperer. And Charles, not to be outdone, last night the king brought together leading voices from the public and private sector at the reception. I'm sorry, at a reception to highlight the progress and opportunities for collaboration and international sustainability issues, issues, including climate change and plastic pollution. In other words, Charles has just demonstrated to William that I can have a conversation about the environment without taking my entire staff, Rebecca English and her Ozempic shots, and everybody else that they flew down to South Africa. They didn't have to take a chance that Billy Porter was going to show up looking like the ghost of Sylvester. They ain't even have to worry about that. Charles don't have to worry about Billy Porter showing up looking like the ghost of Sylvester. Do you want to funk with me? Let me show you how. Do you want to funk? Let me show you now. Do you want to funk with me? Ah. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Nicole Tannis, thank you so much for becoming the newest member of Royal Sussex. Thank you so much for that. That is so sweet. Now, what's really more touching than anything else is that I thought tonight was an absolute disaster. I'd have been all over the place, and yet you still wanted a membership. And I really do appreciate that. So, thank you very much. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Now, I'm almost done. Am I almost done? Yeah, I'm almost done. You guys, the other day, I mentioned Ronald Wilson Reagan. Ronald Wilson Reagan. His name spells out the sign of the beast, 666, because there are 6 letters in Ronald, there are 6 letters in Wilson, and there are 6 letters in Reagan. So he is truly the embodiment of the beast. So the other day I told you that Reagan is one of the people who started this entire right wing, union busting, um, what do you call it? uh, trickle down theory. In other words, he's going to cut the taxes, he's going to increase the spending, and by leaving more money for rich people, they're supposed to invest that money so that there'll be more jobs for everybody else. That's what Ronald Reagan said. It's called the trickle down theory. But one of the things that he said that I really hated, that I think a lot of people have latched on to, Reagan said, one of the scariest things in the world is somebody knocks at the door and says, "Hi, I'm from the federal government and I'm here to help you." Because he was teaching people to be afraid of government, not afraid of government because they were being overzealous and jailing people and stuff like that, but he wanted people to be afraid to use social services. In other words, he didn't believe in things like social security and all of the safety nets like food stamps and um Ronald Reagan one time, they say, emptied all of the mental health hospitals just to save money. And so they just dumped patients out on the street, people who had been institutionalized for years. He cut the budget on mental health care. Those are the kind of things that Reagan was responsible for. Some of you all are old enough to remember that. So let me play this little sound bite for you, and you can hear him.
The answers. They're, Johnny, I think that one of the things is that people keep looking to government for the answer, and government's the problem.
He tells Johnny Carson, people keep looking to government for the answers, and government is the problem. His whole purpose in life was to eliminate all of the social safety nets that we worked hard and paid taxes for. How is it some countries, what is it? Is it Denmark or is it Norway, Sweden, where they tax up to 50%, and yet they have the highest happiness index in the world? How is that possible? Because they have what they call cradle to grave coverage. As you are born, the government will pay for your birth and they will give you all of the social safety nets you need in life at a very high tax rate. And as a result of that, people demand the best health care, the best of everything, and they get it. But in some countries, they want to tax you, but they don't want to give you all of those social safety nets. Now, I want you to hear the rest of it. It's not very long, but this is Ronald Reagan talking just like Margaret Thatcher. They were really the same people.
Johnny, I think that one of the things is that people keep looking to government for the answer, and government's the problem. And we've asked so much of government, and we've gotten in the habit over the last 40 years of thinking that government has the answers. There's very little that government can do as efficiently and as economically as the people can do themselves. And if government would shut the doors and sneak away for about 3 weeks, we'd never miss them. Our biggest problem is that we have built a permanent structure of government, federal, state, and local, the permanent employees, and they've come to the place that they actually determine policy in this country more than does the Congress of the United States. Johnny, I think that one of the things is that people keep looking.
Okay, I think you get it, right? Now, let me tell you something shocking about Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan is the first president of the United States that was a union member. He was in the Screen Actors Guild. Not only was he a member of a workers' union, he eventually became the president of the Screen Actors Guild. And then he went on to become governor of California, president of the United States, an entertainer that was married twice, have multiple children. Do you get where I'm going? wasn't considered to be the brightest person in the class, was considered to be the most amazing communicator. Now, he and the other one are miles apart. But you get what where I'm going with this. Yet another Republican who used to be a Democrat. And by the way, I do believe that Donald Trump probably has a guild card himself. He is probably a member of the Screen Actors Guild of some sort from being on television. But my point is, because of his charisma, and notice he said 40 years ago. Well, who was president 40 years ago? Um, Franklin Roosevelt, the New Deal, Franklin Roosevelt. Franklin Roosevelt is the one who saved the United States from the Great Depression. Franklin Roosevelt is the president that saw us through the Second World War. Franklin Roosevelt was considered a hero, which is why Reagan chose 40 years ago, because one of the strongest, best, and probably one of the most successful presidents we ever had, he needed to destroy his character. He needed to dress him down because he was a Democrat. Now, at the time, Reagan was not president when he was here. He was probably thinking about running for president and was trying to see what kind of appeal that he had. But Reagan was a tool for the establishment, just like Trump, a tool for the establishment. A lot of rich people used him and his charisma to destroy the labor unions. The labor workers' unions across the country were destroyed by Ronald Reagan. He fired the entire air traffic control. I remember this when I was a kid. He fired the air traffic control to make sure that unions realized there was a new sheriff in town. And if you are trying to negotiate for a better contract, I will fire each and every one of you. And that's what he did. He literally fired the air traffic controllers just to make his point. It was insane, but he did it. And since then, the unions have become fewer and farther in between. All of the protections that we enjoyed for 100 years was because of the labor unions. And since we don't have labor unions anymore, guess what? Everybody needs to work 2 jobs and not even come close to the amount of salary that they would have made with 1 job, which would have been enough to buy a house. A single income used to be enough to buy a house and raise a family and send the kids to college. Try to do that today. So you can thank Ronald Reagan and his Reaganomics for the fact that our salaries in this country had been pretty much frozen from the 1990s, which of course he left office in 89. From the 1990s, salaries were frozen for about 20 years. Seriously, frozen. Prices went up, but the average salary did not. That is the devil in a brown suit. Lucy Highland, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Hello, Ivy here. Hey, Ivy, thank you so much for joining us. Ivy of Sussex Global UK. Yes, let me put that up at the top. Okay. Oh, wait. Got it. Got it. There we go. Ivy of Sussex Global UK. Some of the best, most intelligent viewing that you can have on YouTube, I could assure you. So make sure you check it out. And as I always say, like, subscribe, and share. Okay. Reagan developed dementia and is hid away from. Well, Reagan actually died already. But oh, I'm sorry. You said they hid it away from the public. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm so sorry. I thought you meant that he was still in hiding. But yeah, that is true. Reagan had dementia, and about what was it, a year or two after he left office, then they finally had said that he had dementia. I tell you something else Reagan did. Remember when he left office and he went over to Japan to give a speech, and they paid him $2 million for a speech? And I'm talking about $2 million in 1980s money. $2 million. Now, I don't know what they were paying him for, but I don't think it was just for a speech. Yes, Roosevelt promoted social welfare, the origins of the state of public of state and public welfare programs. The rich did not like that he was looking out for poor during the Depression. You tell it, sister. You tell it. You tell it. Exactly. It was the New Deal. Franklin Roosevelt put everybody to work and made sure that the elderly did not have to die a humiliating death, having suffered from poverty and hunger and such. Exactly. So that's what I'm talking about. You guys, it has been a vast right-wing conspiracy to destroy the unions and to destroy any type of social safety nets, including the healthcare. They mean business when they say that they want to get rid of the healthcare. They probably are going to try it. I think the insurance companies may try to put a stop to it though, because the insurance companies are actually making a lot of money. But we'll see. We'll see. But remember, that's what they voted for. Yes, and Reagan took the solar panels out of the White House. Jimmy Carter put in solar panels. Ronald Reagan took them out. Jimmy Carter was hoping to jumpstart the renewable fuel energy, renewable fuel sector with solar panels, and Reagan took them out of the White House. If they would have been serious about solar energy then, just think where we would be with that technology now. He was the devil. He was the devil. When Reagan announced that he was running for president, he went to the same county where the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK, that is the county where he announced that he was running for president. And he did that to send a message to the right people that we're going to make America great again. That's what his intentions was. Yeah. You guys, if you don't know about Ronald Reagan, listen. On television and even some of the history books, they have this glowing story about how Ronald Reagan made everybody feel proud to be an American. There were a lot of people that were just as terrified of Reagan being president as they were terrified and is terrified of Donald Trump being president. Reagan was frightful. He was absolutely frightful. The only thing that stopped him was Tip O'Neill, the Speaker of the House, O'Neill. He was a Democrat. And they were good friends away from the cameras. But Tip O'Neill and the rest of the Democrats, Moynihan, and I could think of a few others, they were, old school liberals. They were not willing to let Reagan go too far. Back in those days, politics made sense. Nowadays, it doesn't make any sense at all because nowadays there is no decorum. There's no decorum. That has been totally ruined forever. Leave it to the Germans. Look at that cover. I didn't translate that one, but I don't think you really have to. I don't think you really need to translate it. I think you get the message. And then, of course, on the right side, instead of America, all of the rest of the letters have crumbled away. And it really comes down to exactly what he wants it to be. It's all about me, about him. Vanity Fair, they found the most attractive photo of Donald Trump. The most attractive photo. A photo that says 34 felony counts, 1 conviction, 2 cases pending, 2 impeachments, 6 bankruptcies, 4 more years. The 47th American president. Bon appetit. And this disturbing artwork, disturbing. I look at it as a warning. That's what I see it as. It's more of a warning. Don't let it be a premonition. Let it serve as a warning. Keep your eyes on the prize. And of course, Kamala Harris. And this is the last slide I have, I believe. Oh, no, this is the last one. But anyway, the vice president, there was a lot of things that happened. I'm not even going to try to pick it apart because, yes, there was irregularities. Yes, it seemed like the fix was in. I'm going to just say yes to a lot of things because whatever you say, someone will have an explanation why that could not be true. But I guess it comes down to well, I think I said it the other day that there's more people out there who would accept 34 felony counts, 1 conviction, 2 cases pending, 2 impeachments, 6 bankruptcies, 4 more years. They'll take 4 more years of that. 4 more years of the worst possible person, but they will accept him because he's a white man. He's not just a man, he's a white man. There's no way in the world that a person of color could have that kind of track record and still expect to be president. But Donald Trump has given the ultimate flex, and that is that you can be the worst possible person and still be president if you have the right background, if you are the right ethnicity, the right race, you can be president. The message that sends to the children of this country is pretty frightful. But again, that's what we're stuck with. That's what the system allows. And so the system has been exploited to its fullest. And now we're stuck with them. And I don't worry so much about the here and now. I worry about tomorrow because this breaks every norm, every rule, every decorum that I know of has been just shot to hell. And it will embolden people to take it to the next level in the future. So that is why I'm disturbed by this. This is not because of where we are right now, but what happens tomorrow with the next person and the next one. But I love that image of the vice president, and it looks very similar to an image of the former Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, where the election was over, and so was her political career. In all intent and purposes, her political career was over when she boarded that plane. So, very similar, eerily similar photo of the vice president and the secretary of state. Now, the last photo I have is a Mustang. I saw that on the street today. Isn't that a beauty? It looks so pristine in that kind of steely bluish gray color. It looks so pristine. It looks like it just rolled right off of the production line. Isn't that a thing of beauty? My goodness, what a gorgeous beast that is. Gorgeous. They just don't make them like that anymore. Let's see. Oh, Lydia says, prayers for Church Nellie Friday as she starts treatment. Okay, you all, you have your assignment. Get your prayers out for Church Nellie. Our sister Church Nellie is starting treatment Friday, which is today, Friday. So, and if you're listening, Church Nellie, all the best, and you are in our prayers. And with that, you guys, thank you very much. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Isn't that a beauty? Look at that car. Look at that car. I love that paint job. It's kind of like a gray, like blue, metallic blue or something. That is a beauty. Yeah, I saw that explained who voted for who. That was pretty pitiful to look at. And more Hispanic Latino women voted for Trump than the men. So yeah, it's an awakening. It's an awakening. It lets you know. It lets you know. That's it. It just lets you know what you do with that knowledge. Yeah, that's based on your life experience, but better to know than to not know. So now that we know, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Yeah. Some of the things that they were saying about the vice president before the election, and even today, like I said, I was listening to the spaces, and some of the filthy, nasty things that I heard people saying before election day, they were saying that, insinuating that the vice president did not earn a, well, they didn't say that she didn't earn her law degree, but they were implying that that is not what she used to make it to the top. And that really hurt me. That was hurtful to me. That really, really hurt. Because she did not drop out of architectural school and lie about it. And, you know, like one of our first ladies, she actually did finish her education. She did go on to win not just the state's attorney's office, but she also won the United States Senate office. office of the United States Senate and vice president. She's part of the ticket of 2020. Intelligent, um, yeah, intelligent, a skilled orator. I mean, we saw her at those Senate hearings. She made her point. And I told you, or did I tell you this? Oh, yeah, I think I did. That someone wanted to get something off their chest and they called me and started saying all of those nasty, filthy things about the vice president. And I just hung up. I said, I cannot have this conversation. I just can't. I had to hang up. And it was all the talking points that was used during the election. And it's just so ugly and filthy. And yet they will believe the worst about a woman that they don't know. And yet you can have a man that is convicted, a convicted felon. And there are some people who just don't believe that he's a felon. They don't believe that a grand jury was able to indict the person who's going to be president again. When you're that rich and that powerful, you got to have a damn good case to take someone like that to court. You have to have a good case to impeach them. And yet, every single time, he lost. Except for when he was running for president, only one time he lost. He's run for president 3 times. 3 times. It shouldn't have happened the first time. And some of his biggest supporters were terrified of him, are terrified of him. Some of them said there's no way he's going to be president. And I remember some of the Republicans were like, well, I'm looking forward to working with Hillary Clinton. But then something changed. Suddenly they became afraid to not support Donald Trump. Donald Trump, who said that Ted Cruz's wife was ugly. He publicly said that his wife was hideous in so many words. And Ted Cruz is one of his biggest supporters. And so is Ted Cruz's wife. You could not make something like that up. You couldn't make something like that up, and yet it happened. Now you stop reading my mind. You stop reading my mind, TB. That's not fair. That is not fair. You have been reading my mind, haven't you? Yep, you have been reading my mind. And you know what? You know what would be fun? Make Camilla the president right now and make Hillary the vice president and let Hillary certify the election. Yeah, let Hillary certify the election. And just at the point when they're about to certify the election, Hillary just sits back in the chair and does nothing. And they'll be like, Madam Vice President, we really need you to certify this election. And you know what I want Hillary to do? I want Hillary to say, just wait. I have to check my emails. Hold on, I'm checking my emails. Let me check my emails first. And then I'll certify the election. There you go. That would be perfect. step out, check your emails, and come back in a week. Yeah. Hillary should, make Kamala president, President Harris, Vice President Hillary Rodham Clinton, so she can have that on her resume too. And then on the day, January 6th, when they certify the election, Hillary steps out to check her emails and just don't come back for a week. Okay? Let them wait a whole week before you certify that election. Yeah, because you know what? Trump is going to pardon a whole lot of people. Trump is going to pardon everyone from January 6th. Everybody from January 6th is going to be pardoned. Might as well call them Dolly because they're about to be pardoned. Let me see. Oh, hello, Tilly Malone. Thank you for being here. Tilly, did you say you're from South Africa? We have some questions we need to ask you. Let me find it. Now, Tilly, I don't want to put you on the spot, but Tilly, what is this about? What's it all about, Tilly? Is it just for the moments we live? So, what's it all about, Tilly? Why was they protesting Willie? Tilly, why did they protest Willie? Huh? Tilly, tell me about Willie. Why did they protest Willie Tilly? A Tilly Willie. A Willie Tilly. Why did they protest Willie Tilly? Tilly Willie. What's it all about, Tilly? Is it just for the moments we live? And if life becomes Tilly. Oh, we don't want him here? Okay. Oh, wait. That works for me. That works for me. Well, thank you so much, Tilly. You have been very helpful. Very helpful. I thought it might have been something more to it, but yeah. Okay. And also, can you tell me what they have on their t-shirts? I cannot see those. It kind of looks like a wine stain. I don't know what they have on their t-shirts. It looked like somebody spilled some wine. But they couldn't have spilled wine on both shirts. Yeah. See her shirt? I don't know who that is on her shirt. Let me see. Oh, they gave him a good send-off. Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Tilly. You have been very helpful. And anyway, I am done. So I'm going to say goodnight to everyone. I had fun as per usual. And I hope we all learned a little or learned a lot. It doesn't matter. And of course, as we learn, we also teach one another, which is a good thing. Each one teach one. That's what they say. Each one teach one. Okay, you guys, one more time. Do not forget to send your prayers out for Church Nellie, who is starting treatment tomorrow. This is going to be very, very important treatment. So we want some powerful prayers for her so she'll feel better sooner rather than later. And yeah, she can come back on here and make all those zingers that she's so famous for. Right? All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just thought maybe there was some kind of little backstory that most people weren't aware of, but no worries. If there's something to be figured out, I'll see if I can find out. But thank you so much. Okay. And that's a wrap. Love you guys. I'll see you next time.